But as you look around, you see that this entire place has a gray haze to it. There are vines everywhere that seem to have crept up in the middle of the mag truck graveyard, pushing some of the other tethered vehicles out of the way with these great Jack and the Beanstalk-like trunks that have come up. Everything seems to be overgrown. Everything seems to be dusty, and everything seems very, very familiar. This is the place where you jumped after 1969. Welcome back to Garrett. Rob, just as you're about ready to enter into Teletran 2, underneath where it's still lifted up by the magnets that keep it aloft, keep it floating in the air, near the same place where Jerry's powers awoke, you see a still form lying on the ground. And when you get over there, you see this form face down in the dust, but the body itself is skeletal, decomposed. You see more bone than you see what might have been flesh. When you roll it over, just above the heart, it says P. Mitchell.
We've just been taking everything he says, like, at face value. He's how we got here. And what if he's not taking us home on purpose?
Why would he take us all the way out here in the first place then?
I don't
What does he have to gain?
know. It's all too much for me.
Let's not mention this to anybody else right now.
Fine.
Mitch and be like, hey, man, everything cool? I mean, I know we've been through a lot, man. Like, if there's anything wrong, you can talk to me.
The other hand reaches around that arm and just sort of throws something at your feet, and it is Mitch's wrench, but it looks older. It's me. And then that hand drops, and he reaches into his pocket and throws out his wrench. It's me.
You see the skeletal remains rolled over on its back, the P. Mitchell across the chest, but it's not long underwear. It is the undersuit that you would wear beneath a dive suit. Crumpled in the right hand is a yellow Polaroid of your dad, your mom, and you as a toddler. You feel a hand on your shoulder, Mitch. Son,
Yeah.
did you know them?
It's my dad.
Your friend's right. It might be another version of you. You're that dad. Don't give up hope.
I'm sorry, Mitch. It didn't feel right not to show you.
It's okay, man. This is my dad. It's not another one.
Guys, we've had some developments, and Mitch is not doing okay.
Don't just say that. What's going on?
He made a realization that he is the one that walks between the rows. he found another wrench, and in my infinite wisdom, while he was going through that, I showed him the body of his dad that I found, and he's not doing okay.
3 days pass. If you visit the grave of so many in representation, if not fact, one single solitary golden leaf rests upon the freshly piled dirt, the last remnant of Van Halen's tree. I think that this is a second that lasted longer than it should. It's your Garrett, but it's an old second. Does that make sense?
Wait, do you mean like a second? Like a second in time?
Yeah, and it's just gotten old. It's not supposed to still be here, but it is.
How would you isolate a second in time?
Take a lot of power. I don't know, maybe the loop. Probably the loop.
How would you get to it? Why?
I don't know why, but it's been here for a while at least, and I don't know. I think we need to figure out how to take the next step and get from this second to wherever your time is and catch up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, good. And as we get down, kind of looking over Shannon's shoulder, we see the others in front, the bent form of Arkaville and the younger boys, and there is a purple glow. And as soon as you round a corner, floating freeform without any type of frame, is a whirling circle of purple in the exact spot of the one that you left through. This should work. It's already on.
That seems highly suspicious. Just saying. Should we get Ben first? Can you make the slide to pull him through that first?
When we get on the other side, I shouldn't have the same constraints. Time should start working again. My equations will work. I don't know how he did it. Maybe he had power that used up. I don't know. But once we get to a real place, I can get your friends. So as the swirl of the already present portal mixes with the kind of light of the slide, mixes with the dive ability of one Casey Mitch Mitchell, you all feel yourselves not turn into water like when you normally dive. It's violent. And then each of you see Garrett. Snow whips past you. You are not in Castle Grayskull. You are at a fully healthy and unblemished Teletran 2. Around you, you hear the sounds of battle. Night has just fallen here in Mountain, Maryland, and the town of Garrett is under siege. Strange sounds and cries float with the smoke from Garrett, speaking sinister tongues and breathing the songs of terror. Something massive blots out the stars. Fires are raging out of control in the periphery to the north. An old pickup truck is parked near Teletran 2. Its bumper sticker reads, "Proud Maryland Military Academy for Boys Parent." Smoke rolls from beneath the hood and what look like bullet holes have riddled the front of the vehicle. Van Halen pulls a wounded but breathing adult from behind the wheel. In the back of the truck are 4 teenagers, all sleeping soundly. She turns to look at you. "Oh, thank God. Please help me. I have to get them to the mall. Only they can bring help."
Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for episode 9 of Atari Twilight Rollout. This one is called Honey, I Killed the Kids. So you saw that preview or that previously on. You got your recap. So all that's left to do is say if you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon. A link for that down below. While you're down there, click on that Discord link. Join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you will see the Michigan bar. That bar serves 2 purposes. One is when that bar fills, Greg tries to kill us. And usually he gets pretty close to succeeding. And 2, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. With that, I turn things over to Greg to take us into the hellscape that is Garrett Prime.
Thank you very much, my friend. And I am always happy to be here with the greatest RPing band ever, the Atari Twilight family. I cannot wait to continue and conclude this tale. But before we go forward, we have to go back. Atari Twilight is a story about the 80s played using Free League's Tales from the Loop system. It is a story about a group of kids tasked with saving the world entire. Standing against them, a collection of villains from the far corners of movies, TV, comic books, and novels. The battleground, their hometown of Garrett, Maryland. A sleepy mountain town utterly unremarkable save for one ominous addition. The Loop, a particle accelerator whose reckless science has breached the veil between Garrett and its limitless parallel dimensions. The Loop's lust for knowledge threatens not just their Garrett, but every Garrett, every world in the great multidimensional garden. After traveling and diving to numerous mirrors of their hometown, our heroes find themselves back in their Garrett. The secrets they have learned along the way, coupled with friendships forged, may be the only thing standing between us and Armageddon. Enemies from movies, comics, TV, and novels choke the streets, somehow privy to passage through the veil. But of their allies, the forces of good, none seem to have made it yet. The date, Sunday, December 31st, 1989. Time is running out. The greatest decade, the 80s, draws to a close, and if allowed to end, so too ends all the worlds. Can our heroes find a way home? And if so, can they stop the loop and save existence? Can they drop the veil? That is what we're here to find out. Our kids stand at the heart of it all. Robot, you have to go away to get ahead. The words of a clown. Advice or a warning? Shannon Locke returned to the world with her father, Sean. Can she finally save him? And in so doing, save herself? George Butts, running on fumes, George must confront his existence if he is to survive. Jerry Baker, hero, brother, and protector. Can he keep his friends safe long enough to see this thing through? Casey Mitch Mitchell. His enemy is older, smarter, and has had a couple decades head start. The enemy is also him. My friends, this is the last year of the greatest decade. Here in 1989, all will be decided for good or ill, the end of the age, and this tale is upon us. 4 years, over 155 songs, ultimately 40 episodes in the making, comes down to this. Now we return to Garrett Prime in the Highlands of Maryland. Welcome one and all to the end of an age. Welcome, my friends, to Atari Twilight, Rollout, Episode 9, Honey, I Killed the Kids. My friends, your lucky is refreshed. Your pride is not. I need someone to roll leadership. This person cannot be Rob, and this person will not be able to roll next week. 3 sessions remain, and the time for words and planning are fleeting. My friends, who will roll? And then we will begin.
Guys, I got this. I got 1 success.
Very good. Then, Jerry, you have 2 dice in which you can bestow upon any roll that anybody in your group makes. So any of the other players, if they have something they need to do, you can give them up to your entire bank of 2 dice in which to better their chances of success. You will not be able to roll next week whenever we roll. And I will let you all know this, meta-wise for the mechanics, you will have 1 pride refresh from now until the end of the series. Use it wisely. My
just
friends,
out of curiosity,
yes.
Can I give those 2 dice away when I'm dead?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. If we have a corruption bar, maybe we'll see. Because that's probably what killed you. Anywho, as you all touch down in your Garrett Prime, the Garrett of your birth, well, the Garrett of your birth for most of you, you see in front of you the fields that stretch around the Teletran 2, your Sancta Sanctorum, your hideout, the grav truck graveyard, your place of innocence until the summer of 1987. And there in front of you is a smoking pickup truck. That pickup truck described as having a Maryland Academy, Military Academy for Boys bumper sticker, a man face claim Kevin Costner being drugged from it by the being you know to be Van Halen. And as she, appearing to be a teenager, drags this large 40, almost 50-year-old man out of the truck, you realize bullet holes riddle the hood, the sides, the glass is blown out of the front. And lying like cordwood in the back of this pickup truck, end to end, are 4 teenagers. They seem to be sleeping through whatever hell this truck has been through. But you all stand there. Van Halen sees you, cries out for help, that you must help her get them to where they need to be. She issues forth commands after commands. Help, help, as she's pulling this person out, as you are all still kind of materializing, still kind of getting your bearings, still kind of getting your first lungful of Garrett air. But as she is asking for help and pleading for help, her eyes rest on Dr. Holter Arkaville, and her face falls. What are you doing with him? My friends, what do you do?
Much like in the 1 second of Garrett, as soon as you can see, as soon as the green cube materializes in front of them, Mitch's foot hits the ground and he's running. As soon as he can identify what that is, he's running towards that and climbing into it.
I'm sorry, you're heading towards Teletran 2?
Teletran 2, yep.
Okay. So as you kind of bust through the snow, it's very light. It's more of a dusting. It's not actual accumulation at this point, but you're enough to leave footprints as you're kind of padding through the dry grass beneath as you bust and make a trail to Teletran 2. What do the rest of you do as Van Halen seems to be not necessarily forgetting the man that she's helping, but eyeing Dr. Holter, who is looking around almost as if, ready to point a finger at his chest, me? And she begins to move forward. He did this. He cast some sort of spell on the whole town. And she begins to advance on him.
Shannon puts herself between Van Halen and Holter. It's not what you think or whatever is happening. We just got here, like literally just now, with him from somewhere else. Just give it a minute for us to catch up. What is happening right now?
Roll me a charm.
My best stat, definitely. Oh, but good. 2 successes.
Somehow, Van Halen, in the middle of this rage and this emotional response to seeing a villain, to seeing someone that she considers to be her nemesis, someone that has harmed and injured her friends, somehow through that rage and that haze and that hate, she hears Shannon. Why are you with him, though?
Well, we think that he's a good one. He's helped us in some other areas and helped us get back here to stop everything or reverse it. I don't know, to fix it. There's more than one of him, like some others. I don't really know how much you know at this point, but given the situation and circumstances, he's a good guy from where we got him.
The reason why there were 2 successes required for this particular role and not just one is the fact that Van Halen, as chat has guessed, has never met Shannon. And so as she is looking at you, remembering the stories that she heard about Dutch and Nee and Chris and Shannon, she somehow sees through that skepticism as well. And knowing the situation at hand and knowing the fact that multiple copies of people exist and something that she does know as a fact, she nods. And for no other reason than you're the closest, Shannon, she steps forward as you were kind of defensive between the 2 of them, and she drops her head on your shoulder. I need help.
Okay. Shannon, like, kind of like, not like a full embrace, but like embraces to reassure her, like, we've got her. What do you need help with right now? Because there's a lot happening here.
They're all here. And she's like speaking this into your shoulder. So Rob, Jerry, George, you can all hear this. Dr. Archerville can hear it as well. Mitch, you can't. You've moved beyond this kind of area, this theater right now. But you can hear her saying, they're all here. All of them. There's so many. We need help.
Okay. Well, let's what happened to him? And she points kind of to the guy that she was trying to bring over. Jerry, a little help, maybe.
Okay.
Is he alive?
He got hurt. He went through the windshield. And you can see at this point that the man has a huge gash across his head that has kind of run down the side of his face and onto his shirt. He seems very pale. His breathing isn't labored, but it's deep. Without the need for a roll, anybody, especially Jerry, who's unfortunately been around the sport of football in the 80s, would know the breathing of somebody who had their bell rung, or somebody that was experiencing at least a concussion. And it's that deep, almost it sounds like a snore type of breathing. And he's leaning up against the truck. He's hurt, and he helped me, but he got hurt.
Okay, we can try to patch him up. What about the 4 kids in the back?
We can't wake them up. The lights and everything that and she looks over at Archerville, that the other one did. If they wake up, they'll forget. They'll go back to being zombies or whatever the rest of the town is.
Okay, town of zombies. Got it. Okay. Well, we probably should get them out of the truck, or can we move them? Can we not move them? What are we supposed to do with them?
They're okay. You just have to be careful. They're my friends.
Okay. We'll help. Right, guys? Shannon's like, somebody back me up here.
We're sure the hospital isn't an option here because this guy's not in good shape.
And the hospital is taken. The whole center of town has been taken.
What do you mean by taken?
They're all here. The robots and those little biting things that run. The whole town's filled with them. They poured in a couple days ago.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot. Why don't we just I'm gonna put the truck into neutral and we'll just push it into the bottom garage area of Teletran. That way we don't have to, move 4 people. Does that work, guys?
Yeah, sure. Jerry, maybe you could like jolt the car, jolt the engine.
This engine does not need juice. This engine is bullet ridden and
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
Yeah. I
Ain't no
think
gas
there's
in
a-
it's the bullets that are in here. That's the problem with it. They
I
shouldn't
knew
be in
there's
here.
bullets, but,
Yeah, so Shanna's just gonna, pop it in neutral and just use her foot to try to guide it a little bit with her arm. And whoever's pushing, I guess.
George will help push. I'm sure.
Yeah,
he can help with
Jerry
that.
can push.
Yeah, Rob's gonna get behind it and put his hands on it, but if it's already moving, he's just gonna kind of keep walking with it.
Yeah, we're gonna not make a roll here. All of you can get it moving to the point where you can get it kind of stowed. And it's a tight fit because technically, this is for bikes and stuff, but
Yeah.
we'll say it's just big enough to get the truck into Teletran to one of the long grav truck trailers. And but as you're all doing this, George, you would see that what had been holding steady at 7 goes to 6 and goes to 5. And you guys stow the truck.
Hey Rob, hey, shh, come here. And I go like around the corner of the grav truck where nobody else is in sight. And I hug him. Hug me back, Rob.
Oh, okay, man. Yeah, man. This is good. This is
Yeah.
good growth.
It's gross.
No. Growth.
Oh,
You yeah. It's okay to embrace your friends.
While he's saying this, I'm eyeing the meter at the bottom right. Is it going up or am I just hugging a fool for no reason?
Roll me an investigate.
Oh no. I'm not a smart man. No successes.
Roll me and investigate Rob. On George's end, well, let's see if Rob gets anything. George, you just
Nope.
feel something hard in Rob's pocket.
It's enough, man. This is gross now.
Okay, man.
Hey,
But before you go, and Rob's gonna reach in his pocket and hopefully pull out a crystal and be like, "I want you to hold on to this, okay?"
You reach into your pocket and you feel the remains of the glass grass that you picked up several garrets ago. And as you pull it out, you see that there is a brief flash inside it and it turns to dust.
So Rob's not gonna do that. That was the intention, but then he pulled it out, and like you said, it
Your
turned to
crystal's
dust.
fine.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
Maggie
yeah.
crystal's fine.
Yeah,
That
it's on
glass
my
grass
chest,
you
but
saw.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna. I want you to. So he's intending to give him the crystal. Forgets it's on his neck. Does that, then pulls it off his neck. Says, "I want you to hold on to this. Just think positive thoughts, man. We're gonna get through this."
Thanks, man. Cool. Good. And I just like tap him on the shoulder a little bit and pop right back around the corner.
And yeah,
Hold steady at
needed
5.
that.
Damn, I'm just hugging for nothing.
Mitch, let's cut back to you as we kind of go back a couple seconds as you enter into Teletran 2. Without the need for a roll, you notice a couple things right away. One, the place has been gutted. Two, as you look around, you realize that there is a thin layer of dust over everything. And the third thing that you notice, because it is now the only true feature inside of Teletran 2, is the whiteboard. And circled in your own handwriting, it says, "Got here first."
Fuck you, Greg. He will have erased everything that was on the whiteboard except for that. I assume everything was his actual handwriting. The things he wrote like a year ago or 2 years ago, whatever the hell it was. He erases everything but that circled thing. And he is like in a small section, he has like a crumpled up piece of paper that he is writing as many things that he saw while jumping through universes, and then that's in like one like list of notes, and then the whole rest of the board he's quickly like scribbling half-written equations of the things he remembers from the 1 second in time, as he tries his best to rewrite whatever Nega Mitch wrote.
Sure, absolutely. And you already rolled a very high success rate to comprehend this, but in last episode, so you remember all of it.
Great. Yeah, so he's just going to town on that. So, and as soon as they get the car in there, they can hear that from the whiteboard squeaking away.
You're in the process of kind of filling up one whole like third of it by the time everybody else would start to roll in. The rest of you, as you would kind of enter into Teletran 2 as a kind of a uniform statement and a uniform kind of understanding of the area of Garrett. Garrett is to the north. You would, as you look up there, not see the normal glow of the city. You know, it's a small town, but there's still enough a light to kind of dominate that artificial glow that comes from any type of, man-made type of electricity. But there is something more medieval, something more organic as flames lick and flash along the horizon, that orange glow, that dancing glow, that living glow. And you can smell the smoke and occasionally hear the scream as it just kind of echoes down from the north to the south through the Grav Truck Graveyard. The Grav Truck Graveyard in and of itself is still, as you remember it, just a collection of these kind of derelict trucks, but it seems now to have more uniform life than perhaps what's going on just to the north. But that's what you all witness as you come in and you see Mitch as he's scribbling down furiously. And you also see "Got here first" written in his handwriting, circled.
Okay. Guys. Okay. So this is bad guy. This is what we saw. If anyone has any thoughts about what we saw, don't worry about this. I have to figure out what I would do. If I'm the bad guy, why am I here? What? So the tower from when we fought the robots, and then, and he just starts kind of rambling off facts that happened. You said bugs. There were bugs, and he just writes bugs and like circles it with like question marks around it. And he's like doing his best to recap season 1 and 2, as he like scribbles things on the board, sort of just randomly blurting out things that happened to us.
And it seems like just when you kind of get to like maybe one of the elements that contains Van Halen, talking about her tree and the robots that were coming to cut it down, as you're kind of putting that in, that you maybe see her, she comes in and she says to Rob, "We can't stay here. They always check here. I just knew that you all were coming. We can't stay. They always check here. All of them."
Well, where don't they check? Do you have a secret spot?
No, not anymore. We have to go somewhere where they wouldn't look. They're all in the middle of the town, and they always come here.
Guys.
Yeah, what's up?
Apparently we're not safe, right? They always check here. What do you mean? What do you mean always?
It's at that moment that you hear the roar of a jet. It seems high in the sky. It's not something that's buzzing a tree line because you know what that sounds like. But it sounds high enough, and you hear that.
Does it sound like the jet from before
If
in the
jets can,
past?
if jets can sound the same, this one sure bears a striking resemblance. At least in its full jet throat, it sounds like. And she just looks up. They always check.
Okay, well, your friend here that helped you is injured. You have 4 more people that are sleeping in the back of a truck that doesn't run on its own, also incapable of defending themselves. I don't know if we're not safe here. Where are we supposed to go?
Somewhere I would
We've
never
been
go.
gone for
Somewhere
where?
cool then.
No, we can't go to Butts' house. That's where we play video games. We can't go to your house. That's where the battle wagon is. We can't go to my house. I don't even know if it's still there. We can't be here. We can't go to the school. We can't go to the paperback exchange. Where else would I go? Where would I not go? Where would I never go? Where have I
Didn't
never
Van
been?
Halen say we need to go to the mall?
I guess we could go to my house.
Well,
That made me.
why don't we
really
go to
upset.
the feed and breed maybe? I'm only saying that because
The
it was
tractor
kind of
place?
like a hideout that they used in a different time, and maybe since they previously used it, they're maybe not using. Do you know if they're using that spot?
If we want to go over to the map, as Van Halen is discussing, she would say that she knows that enemies of all make and model seem to be congregating or at least vying for supremacy in the center of Garrett. And most of them seem to be fighting for the dominance that is the Maplehurst Mall Hill. She would also let you know that she needs to get to the mall. She has to bring I have to take these 4 have to get there. It's the only way that we're going to get help.
How's the mall help though? What does the mall have that nobody else has?
That's where we started the spell. And she looks at you like you should know this. And she says, Vaughn, come on.
I forgot that's the
What?
name you gave her.
I don't remember this at all.
You told her your name when she said her name was Van Halen. You said that sounds like what a Scandinavian person would say they are from. They are Van from Halen. And you would say that means my name would be Vaughn from Garrett. And she said, well, nice to meet you, Vaughn.
Oh my god.
And you
That sounds like
never
something I'd say.
corrected her.
I love this journey.
Gee. I don't remember the spell, but we've been gone a little while. Do they have, how old are they?
Took a whole year. They're younger than you, I guess.
So they're not
No.
forgetting because of getting too old, right?
And she looks over again at Arkaville, the one from here, and she points a little aggressively at Arkaville. The one from here did something to the town. He made the lights do something to the people, and they wired the whole town. It put them all into some type of spell. And if they wake up, and she indicates the 4 that are in the truck, they'll fall right back into it. I can't have that happen. Not again.
Okay, so what is at the mall that's going to help you other than the fact that that's where you started the spell? How is going back there going to help them?
We have to end it where we started it. And once we end it, help will show up.
Okay, but you just said that, well, the bad guys are everywhere. So is the mall safe?
No,
Okay, so you want us to bring 4 people that are unconscious to a mall that is definitely not safe, and also a person that is bleeding from their head. Like I want to help. I want us to help, but I don't understand how we're going to do that without transportation for the number of people that we have. And I mean, let's talk about how we're going to do this, because this is not gonna, we're not gonna walk over there, obviously.
She was following you like you were giving her reinforcement, like this is what we need to do. And then when you got to the point where there was actual logic thrown into it, she starts to shake her head. I don't know how we're supposed to do it. But we have to get away from here first.
Okay, so other than my suggestion, do we have any other suggestions on where we can go that probably isn't occupied by the enemy?
No. Van Halen, you said spell? Like wizard? Like a wizard? Like Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't know that. I know dragons.
Okay. Another time.
Are you really surprised at this point that there's spells too?
No.
I mean,
That's
come
not.
on.
That's not the important part. Okay. Do you know why I couldn't get back here? I've been trying to get here, and I couldn't get here.
And she nods like you should know this, but she
No,
nods and
no.
looks at the veil. The veil keeps everything out unless I don't know how they've gotten in, but
Is there a spot where the veil is thin?
the only way to bring it down is to finish the spell.
Okay, but is there a spot where it's thin?
She
Is it weak?
jabs her finger at Arkaville. He's poked holes in it somehow.
Okay, that's what I need. He's the good one. He's from a different place. He's a good one, and he made a thing like the portal, but only one way. And he looks around. We don't have Ben.
Oh no. It's like she just realizes it.
But we think we know where he is.
Right, and we were gonna bring him over here, but then this happened. We need a new base of operations, clearly. So let's just find a place.
The closest place to here is either the trailer park or Jerry's grandmother's house.
She'll feed you, like,
Whoa.
but like, not nicely.
Okay.
Okay.
What about your dad? Your dad is an evil guy, right? Do you think he?
Do we even know that this is our place?
I'm guessing because of this, and he points to the "I got here first" in his own handwriting. Pretty sure evil me wrote that to me.
Plus, we're in a big bush right now.
Well, we were in a bush before in a different one, but also Van Halen's here.
Okay. Can we all just pick a place, one place? Just
Well, if we go by my dad's house and he's not there, they wouldn't expect us to be there, right?
Right.
So it's not far. Maybe we just scout it out, you know?
okay. Don't forget about the four
We just leave
bodies
them?
of people.
Yeah, we got to figure out where to take them. We
That's what
can't
my
get
point
them
is.
far,
The mall. We have to go to the mall.
right? But
All the way
can't
across
get
town.
the
We
station.
can't just run there carrying 4 people.
Well, Van Halen probably could.
She was
Well,
struggling with the
carry
one
one.
guy.
Is there
We need
anything-
a car?
Here that maybe I can repurpose with Mitch to get us there in one vehicle.
I don't remember. I think we drove. We drove. Our bikes are at your house, and then we
Yeah.
we drove the battle wagon. To
Yeah, but I don't know where that is now.
well,
Anything that was here is gone.
I think we
this
drove the
place has
battle
been
wagon
cleaned
to
out.
Castle Grayskull.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
We need a car. The closest place is the trailer park. Can you hotwire cars, you criminal? Sorry, it's listen. I'm sorry. It's a tense moment. I didn't mean that. Yes, I did. Can you hotwire a car?
Probably, but you're better at stuff like that, aren't you? With the electrical, mechanical stuff.
I don't know. I never tried it before. Okay,
First time for
so
everything.
let's go to Tradewinds. There's our cars there. They're just shitty.
Okay, so me and you go to Trade Winds on the down low because
Yeah.
there's crazy shit happening,
Yep.
and then we'll come back with the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And you guys guard the people.
Please don't turn evil and kill me once you get me away from everybody.
I think that that's like the pot, kettle black. That
I
Okay.
also promise to not turn evil and kill you
Thank
once
you.
I got you away
Appreciate
from
it.
everybody.
Great. So guys, if we don't return, one of us probably turned on the other. Just letting you know.
And then all hope is lost. So, just
My
Well,
money's on Shannon.
come on.
Thank you, Jerry.
I get
She's
it.
already stabbed you, man.
I get it. You don't have to go into.
Good luck, Mitch.
Thanks, bud.
Okay, we'll be back. Hopefully. Wish us luck.
As the two of you exit Teletran 2, please each of you give me an investigate.
Oh, golly. We're
2
fully healed, right,
successes
Greg?
for me. Yeah, we healed from our 3-day sob session,
Correct.
One
Yeah, you shouldn't have
success.
any conditions right now. But if
Good,
you
good, good.
spent your pride in the last episode or before the last refresh, it is gone. Your luck is back. With a combined 3 successes, as you all go down into the swirl of night, you see secreted away just at the edge of the road that comes from not the trade winds, but from the kind of the northeast down. It's the road that Shannon drove the Buick the one time that got beached as you all came through. Conveniently enough, or coincidentally enough, when you were getting away from Starscream, there sits a pristine gloss black Loop SUV.
Hey, that one maybe. That should have enough room for everybody, right?
That's a loop truck.
All the more better. Disguised. Perfect. Maybe not perfect, but like definitely better.
Okay.
Or, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no like dead bodies inside or something.
I mean, we could just push those out to the side. Not the first time we've seen them. Which is like
I'm a little bit
concerning,
concerned
but
for you. Yeah.
Well, I keep seeing them, man. There was the 4 in the freezer.
I know. Okay. Moving on. Well, she checks to see if like the back is unlocked or not.
The back hatch is not unlocked, but the back doors and the front driver's side door is unlocked.
Okay. All right. Shannon goes to the front driver's side to make sure that the lights are turned off so that they don't whenever it comes on, turn on. Okay. You hotwire. I'll just take a look around, and she's gonna pop the lock for the the passenger side and look through the glove compartment and stuff like that.
Free of charge, Shannon, as you're looking through there, you see something very similar to what you saw in Jay Thrice's SUV. It's registration. It's to an individual user whose name you do not recognize. It's a Kurt Summers, but you don't recognize the name, but you also recognize that it's registered to the Loop. It just happens to be a business vehicle of this Mr. Kurt. When you go to hotwire the car, Mitch, you see that the keys are dangling from the ignition, and on the keychain is an Autobot symbol. And on the floor, just at the hump over between the 2 seats, there is a folded tinted note. It bears 2 words: last lap.
Mitch just turns the key and reaches down and scoops the paper and just holds it over to the passenger seat for Shannon as he closes the door and gets in the driver's seat.
Are you comfortable driving, Mitch? What is this?
I don't know. I just saw it on the thing on the floor. There's also, and he holds the keys so you can see the Autobot symbol.
Can you reach the pedals or?
Yes, I can reach the pedals. I'm 15 now. I don't know. Time's been real weird to me. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So this is one of ours, I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a good sign, right? I'll just take it. I'll just pretend that this was supposed to help us. So light at the end of the tunnel kind of deal.
I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
Great. Shannon kind of messes with the radio a little bit to see if anything comes through at low volume.
When you go to turn on the radio, again, free of charge, I'll give this to you. It appears that the installed or the aftermarket radio that is usually equipped in all of the loop trucks, at least the ones that you've known, the ones that usually bear a kind of purple haze that when you crack open the front has a Decepticon symbol inside, that's not there. When you look, you see that a Radio Shack deck has been inserted into the space instead, and it is tuned in to Go 106.1. And when you turn it on low, there's no DJ, there's no announcements. It just seems to be music that's playing. And in between each song is an emergency broadcast. It reads as follows, just as you kind of, Mitch, as you turn the car on, it kind of interrupts a portion of the end of the song. And when it comes to life, it picks back up as the power flows back into the radio. And in that glow of just the deck, the 106.1, Shannon, you would hear, and Mitch, you'd also hear, but it would say, Garrett residents, please stay in your homes during the citywide grid test. Curfew in effect for 7 p.m. Happy New Year.
Oh.
And then another song would start. And in fact, everybody, go to your Spotify playlist, if you would, and cue up track number 2 by a little band called Oingo Boingo, Dead Man's Party.
Well, I guess it's the new year.
Or the
We have been gone a long time.
or the last day. It's the end of the year.
Yeah. Do we go forward and then back? And then forward again and back again?
Yeah.
Seems about right. Okay.
I tried to
I
think
don't
about it.
Yeah.
As he starts trying to take off
Yeah.
towards the mag truck graveyard.
Yeah, Shannon's kind of on the lookout for any more jets or just really anybody approaching via car or anything other than that.
Roll me to investigate, Shannon, and I will not make Mitch roll a move roll yet as you make it over to.
Negative, nothing.
Again, there's that kind of swirl of medieval smoke and fire. You don't hear a jet though. And in the gloom, the recent gloom of night, it looks like it's 5:03 if the radio on the SUV is to be believed. It's the recent night reveals nothing to you as you pull up in front of Teletran 2.
Yeah, I think Mitch doesn't think about it because like they already know, and he just beep, beep, on the horn as he pulls up outside Teletran 2.
Oh my God.
I already know I'm here.
Well,
I left a note for me.
Yes, but the other people, things don't know that exactly where. Doesn't matter. Shannon gets out of the vehicle and starts to go towards where everybody's
You'll be fine.
supposed to be at.
I think she's overreacting.
Everybody, you can, this particular Teletran 2, unlike the one that you were just in, only has your little compartment, the garage, and that side compartment that's open. So it's tighter quarters, but still roomy enough for you all to be comfortable inside. The only information that I will provide to you that has occurred since the few minutes in which Shannon and Mitch left and returned with an SUV, George, it now says 4%. What would you like to do, my friends?
Well, we got to load the kids into the car, so carefully. Two per person, head and feet.
You're able to get them loaded in there without any type of bumps.
Great.
Van
Didn't
Halen
drop
jumps
anybody?
into the back and kind of like, mothers them, and is going to sit back there with them. What would the rest of you like to do?
Shotgun.
So where are we gonna go? Are we gonna go to the mall right now? Is that what
I'm just driving until someone tells me to stop driving.
Yeah, just
I trust Van Halen.
Okay, well, we've got like an hour-ish until the supposed citywide curfew happens, and at which point, if we are on the road, we will probably get stopped. So we probably don't want to be on the road when that happens.
Well, you never been out past curfew?
I haven't been out past curfew when there have been robots and other shit trying to kill us, so no. Just saying.
I feel like the
feel like
bullets
we
are
have
probably a
several
bigger
times.
concern than the curfew.
Well, where do you think the bullets come from? Possibly the curfew. I'm just saying we don't want to be standing out. Okay. The idea of laying low is to not be noticeable. So
Yeah, but this is a loop
vehicles.
ban, maybe we just gotta take that risk.
Yeah.
I mean, we're worrying about
You know what?
something that
That's
isn't
fine.
happening
That's fine.
yet, so maybe let's just get to the mall and go from there, right? We're planning for things that we can't plan
Is
for.
that where we're going? We're going to the mall?
It's at that
Might as
moment
well,
as you
right?
kind of pull up from the dirt road, gravel road that goes into the mag truck graveyard and pull into like one of the kind of outer city proper streets. Again, free of charge, you see what appears to be a pack of around 30 of those little lizard gremlin like things skitter by, passing as if they are on a field trip. And off they bound into the shadows. The fires now can be seen around the
gross.
outskirts of town. Fires that definitely look like, from this vantage point up on the hill, have consumed the Chat and Chew. You see abandoned cars. You know they're abandoned because the doors are open. You don't see any bodies. You don't see any signs of violence other than just the oddity that is abandoned vehicles, fire, ash, smoke, and absence of human life in Garrett, other than the things that just ran by.
So I know it's a little late in the game for this, guys, since we're in a car and all, and the main road headed towards bullets. We have weapons?
Probably not. Unless there's something in this van that we didn't see or that
Check
is
the glove box. Maybe there's a gun.
I already checked the glove box.
Damn it.
I know, we didn't get lucky
we've got
twice.
Jerry.
That's true. Jerry can protect us.
And butts.
Really wish you held on to that shotgun.
I know.
All of you that are carrying a Michitaki, as soon as you hit the city proper, you would hear it come to life. There's also the sound of, seemingly from the back by Van Halen, there's also a crackle as a sound of a walkie comes to life. You would hear, "This is Alpha Trion calling the Autobots. Come in, Autobots. Autobot City is taking a pounding. Don't know how much longer we can hold out. Don't tell me where you are. Just keep this frequency open. And if you can, let us know you're okay." And it comes in and out with strength as you drive.
Like a 15-year-old who's never driven before, Mitch takes his hands completely off the wheel, and he's like, "It worked! It worked! I did it!"
Shannon reaches over.
I did
Driving.
it! That's Chris! That's Chris! That's Jimmy! Or it's Jimmy or Chris! Or both! Or I don't know how it works! I made that!
Do you want a gold star? Or you good?
It'd be nice at some point, man. Sometimes.
No, I cannot be nice. I'm really happy that your Michitaki works.
Yeah, but that's Chris. He has one, and I pushed it. He lived. He didn't get shot by. I didn't shoot. I didn't. God, this is
I have no
confusing.
idea.
I didn't kill. I didn't. I was gonna kill Chris, and then I didn't. Bad me was gonna, and then someone call back. Anyone? We should have enough.
What do we call him back for, though? I wasn't listening.
He said, "Let us know if you're safe."
Yeah, I feel like that's a trap.
He used the code names.
Yeah, but we haven't been too secure about those, right?
I have. I don't. Unless. I don't know. Everyone check the back of your walkie.
"This is Alpha Trion calling the Autobots. Come in, Autobots. Autobot City is taking a pounding. Don't know how much longer we can hold out. Don't tell me where you are. Just keep this frequency open, and if you can, let us know you're okay."
Mitch reaches in and pulls out his walkie, and it says Wheeljack on it. What does your say?
Does mine say Jazz?
Oh,
Should.
In case it
Mitch,
got
yours would
exchanged.
say Luthor.
That's right. Yeah.
I
'Cause he
think
got
He
swapped.
took the other one.
I think Jerry has that one, doesn't he?
Did Jerry take that one? Then when
I
Jerry,
honestly lost track.
Yeah, I think he threw that one because I had the one I gave to Alpha Trion, and I think I threw one towards Jerry.
let's
if I
make this easy
recall.
then. Everybody's names appear to be on everybody's walkie-talkies except for one. There is no Wheeljack, and one of them says Luthor.
And one of them says nothing because Rob lost his, and he's a jerk.
Well, technically, there's noise coming from the back of the SUV.
That's
but
true.
Yeah.
Shit. That's not mine.
He's not asking for help. He just wants to know if we're okay.
Okay, I'm with Butts on this now. Total
No, no.
track.
No. That's not mine.
Again, proving point.
It
What's
would
not
make
yours?
sense that the other you would have made it though. So yeah.
But then that means he has mine.
Exactly.
So
Then
he's
this
hearing
is not safe to use.
Yeah. No, I'm on the same page, but I don't know when
Okay.
he got it.
Well,
how long he's had it.
It's
when you
not-
say that, and as Rob's beginning to say something, you hear all of your walkies crackle. And Mitch, you hear yourself say, "This is Wheeljack. We're here. We made it. Where are you guys? We need to meet up." And you would hear Jimmy answer, "Oh, I'm so glad to hear from you guys. It's Alpha Trion. You know where to find us. We're where you found me before." And Mitch, you hear yourself say, "Are you in the alley?" And you hear Jimmy say, "Yeah, right off the alley." And you hear yourself say, "I'll be there in a second."
I think as that happens, everyone in the car hears as Mitch steps on the gas, heading for the paperback exchange.
Total trap.
Everybody, if you would go to track number 1, cue up a little Guns N' Roses, Paradise City, as the Autobots enter Garrett proper. In addition to seeing almost at every shadow, in every corner, in every conceivable place, car that you could run over, these little green creatures that seem to be loping and running around, these gremlins. When you hit the main street, the drag that has the paperback exchange that will eventually go to the police station and the fire department, you see 6 construction vehicles of green and purple hue that are driving in parade-like formation from south to north up Main Street. You hear the roar of a jet engine above. As you look around, you see a robotic great cat that lopes down and disappears. Shannon would recognize this more than anyone else, as she was roughly 2 feet from this thing's face. The world of Garrett, much like the between the covers of a comic book and the paperback exchange, has become a world of imagination, hellish though it is. You see no good. There is no Optimus Prime, but there is evil, and it is manifest, and it is here. Other SUVs of Loop design seem to be traveling around as well. They're blacked out windows obscuring the occupants, the drivers, the passengers. Luckily enough, so does yours. As you enter onto Main Street, you become for a moment part of the construction vehicle parade, right behind the mixing machine, the mix master, if you will. You slow to a crawl, 15, 20 miles an hour, Mitch. What do you all do as you look around and see this place that your town has become? And though you've been in numerous Garretts and experienced many versions of this place, and each of your core beliefs, your soul, you know this is your town. This is where you grew up. And this is what it's become. What do you do, my friends?
I think we're looking at all. I don't know. Just
Yeah. I mean,
Small moments here
Shannon
and there,
seeing the cat like thing, I think has moments of flashback to the hospital and everything,
Complete,
and the tower.
yeah, just all jaw gaping silence.
Yeah.
Then, my friends, as you creep through this area, I'll provide you with 2 bits of information. One, the paperback exchange, dark though it is, appears to your left. And 2, George, you go to 3. You pull up in front of the paperback exchange or drive around back, or how do you
We're going
approach?
to the alley, right?
The alley was between the paperback exchange, right? Wasn't that where that was?
Correct.
He would pull up to the alley. Mitch is the dumbest smart person in the car. He would pull it to the alleyway and look down the alleyway.
Roll me an investigate.
Yeah, Shannon's looking as well. So if I can roll that too.
1 success for Mitch.
And 1 from Shannon.
You both look down and you see what appears to be at the end of the alleyway. This would be the back door, not into the paperback exchange, but into the beauty salon that Veronica Kirkshaw used to frequent. Whenever she would drive by in her Rabbit, that's when you used to see her, or Volkswagen used to see her at certain times. There seems to be a crack to the door that's deliberate. That's not kind of blowing in the wind or with the swirl of snow. But with both of those successes, I will let you know this: you're in luck. You look up and a vehicle that you both know very well is driving down the street toward you as the battle wagon makes its way to the paperback exchange. What would you like to do?
Do we
God,
see?
I think he took our.
Do we see Jimmy anywhere?
You just see this cracked open door, but you don't see any type of signal, no flash of light, no call on the walkie. But you do see the approach of the vehicle that both of you worked on.
He stole
Seems
our
so
car.
Annoying. That's
Are
so
you
annoying.
kidding
That's
me?
so angry. Mitch like looks at Shannon and there's like anger. And then he like
Between both of them,
he
too.
like launches himself over Jerry, who called shotgun, and immediately starts like cranking the window down as quick as possible to to try to yell out the window.
Shannon's actually getting out of the vehicle and she's going towards the door. She doesn't say anything to anybody, per
Okay.
usual Shannon fashion.
Worst heroes.
Shannon, I will let you get there first if you're moving for speed and not stealth. As you crank the window down, if you're moving for stealth, Mitch's voice is going to get there first. So how are you approaching Shannon? That'll dictate who gets the initiative.
Yeah, I mean, which direction is it open? Towards where we're at, or like in the opposite direction?
It's open, like facing you. Like there's like
Okay.
an L in the alleyway that you can see that this door is open just a bit. And again, it's not moving with the breeze. It seems as if it's deliberately open. If
Is
Dr.
there
Arthur
like
David says that makes
like boxes or like trash or anything that's like separating the space that Shannon could like kind of go next to?
Strangely enough, this is the cleanest you've ever seen this alleyway.
Dang it. Okay, well then speed it is.
Okay. You get there first. Are you going into the open door, or are you going to like speak into the open door, open it and look in, or are you entering the building?
Can she hear anything when she gets to the door? Like, is there any audible?
You can roll me an investigate.
Sure, I sure can with 2 successes.
1 success would have given you the idea that you can hear like a conversation, a low conversation in the room. 2 successes gives you the idea and the fact that since this is something you technically have heard before, you hear a conversation that quickly is identified not as a conversation of language, but a chittering. If you cast your mind back, you heard a truck full of these things that had a conversation that ended up being poured on butts. But the first bug goes past your eye as you go to look in, and then another. What would you like to do? And at that moment, Mitch, what do you say?
He just screams out the window, Jimmy!
The chittering stops inside. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And all you can hear is the approach of the finely tuned battle wagon.
That thing took some damage.
So like there's no sound at all now coming from inside this.
As soon as Mitch yelled, it stopped.
Shit. She's gonna pull her lighter out of her pocket and just put it towards the door to see if anything happens, like with her hand.
Roll me and investigate it. You light the lighter and kind of reach it in, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
No successes.
I'm giving you this one anyway. When you look in, you see that the entirety of this beauty salon is filled with at least a foot of rolling insects.
Oh.
And sitting in a chair, absent of any of these, is a Michitake and what appears to be a tape recorder.
Okay. Great. How like there's a lot of them. It's like filled, right? The whole floor. There's
It's like somebody spilled a swimming pool full of bugs, or like a baby pool full of bugs into the salon. So it's about a foot deep. And you notice it right around the door that's open. They're kind of holding their own back and they're starting to slowly ooze out towards your boot.
Jerry, she yells, I need your help now.
Jerry, you would hear that as the battle wagon turns into the parking lot and begins to approach the front of the paperback exchange. My friends, we are getting to the point where I'm going to ask you round by round what you would like to do. So I'm going to give you all one chance right now to have an action free of charge until I start doing things, because I saved a Michigan.
Yeah.
I think Jerry's been called, so he's gonna open the car door and start moving towards Shannon.
Yeah. Shannon's intention here is basically to tell Jerry to fry the bugs with his lightning hands. So can you do it?
Yes.
Good, because we need to get to that.
Roll and investigate Jerry as you agree to become a human bug zapper.
Jerry doesn't know anything about anything.
You're not sure exactly where your name comes from, but it's among the bugs. Jerry. Have at it. You want to nuke them?
Not anymore. They're talking.
No, they're not. Believe me and Butts had this. Just kill them, or clear the way. Get them out of the way so I can get to that.
I
She
don't know
points
if
to
it
the
works
chair.
that way. Just stand back.
Okay. She gives him a very wide berth.
Jerry is going to pull out the crystal in one pocket and a roll of pennies that he was given a long time ago from the other pocket. And two fists meet in the middle, try to channel some electricity into this room to be a bug zapper again.
Roll me some force, then.
That's 0 successes.
You're just about ready to, you can feel the power kind of surging up and you're getting ready to direct it. And that's when you are taken out of the situation, when you hear, Jerry, Kill me. And you stop. Shannon, you see the power not manifest.
Jerry?
And Shannon, you hear, kill me. Kill me.
Jerry, what the heck?
No, we gotta go right now.
But there's...
I don't care.
But it's right there.
Jerry's already moving back towards the truck.
What's everybody in the truck doing? As Shannon and Jerry, you're still in the middle of this. You haven't moved away. So you're still in the middle of this conversation. But at this point in time, what are the three in the truck doing?
I think George is like mid-embrace with Rob again. It's like, come on, man, just really give me the goods, man.
Okay, it's okay. Just lean into it. And I'm a hug back.
As a reward for this moment of in this exchange of pure emotions, you go to a 2, George, as your world goes black and white.
Rob, I think you're taking away from me. I feel like
tight?
maybe
too tight.
Yeah, maybe it was too tight. This is not good, man. It's not good. His voice slurs here and there.
Mitch, I think Butts is dying.
As you hear that from the mid seats, you would see the battle wagon stop at the end of the parking lot. And using one of your earlier investigates, you'll know that the battle wagon is sitting very low to the ground, much lower than you would remember it sitting. It's almost as if it's been dropped, as if its suspension has been deliberately lowered. The back doors open up wardrobe style from the battle wagon, and you see one long silver metallic leg lance out and set down on the asphalt. Another one sets down on the asphalt, and the creature that you experienced back in Dr. Arkaville's little world, the one that you saw Frank jump on at the right before you dove, pulls itself up to its 9-10 feet height as that one visored eye begins to glow purple as it
Shannon! Get back in the truck! Jerry! Giant robot! In the truck! Now!
When you yell that, the creature with the eye stops and the light gets into a pinpoint, and you hear, much like the Predator way back in session 1, Shannon, 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 until your voice is calling from inside the robot. Shannon, Shannon. My friends, we're in combat right now.
I hate this.
What would you all like to do as I tell everybody to please go to your Spotify playlist, go to track number 4, a little band called Queen with a guest star, David Bowie, singing a little Under Pressure for us.
Mitch
I'm going to have
has
Van group, and I'm going to have Allie group, and then I have my friends that can be in a lot of places. I'm going to allow Van or Allie to go first. You all decide. And then your other group will go, and then I will go.
Van can go first.
Mitch has shifted into drive, has one foot on the brake, has the other foot pressing on the gas as he continues to scream in a very high-pitched, pubescent voice towards Shannon and Jerry.
Rob, George, inside the van, you also get an action if you would like, as you see this creature with this visor looking back at you. In fact, I may have a picture of him that I can toss here for you all to take a look at.
Oh.
Damn.
What would you like to do
Definitely not
inside
our
the
Mitch.
van?
Quite nice.
I'm contemplating. I think. So, where was Jerry at when he got it? Like, is this a van with a sliding door, or is this just a regular open door thing?
What is it for the van or for?
The van? Is it like a sliding door, or is it like
It is. It's like a sliding door on the side of the battle wagon that you're looking at, and it has the wardrobe open in the back. That's what opened to reveal the the extrication of this large robot that came out.
Rob, did you
But
mean
in your
our van? Or,
No,
or
your
theirs?
SUV has doors. Your SUV has 4 doors, and it just got a hatchback in the back, like a Suburban.
Yeah. So Rob's gonna kind of like scoot over and grab onto the oh shit handle and lean out and start screaming for him. Hurry up!
You all would hear this in the alleyway.
Yeah. So we're all, and there's very much. I'm adding on to Mitch's panic, and so they hopefully,
Rob doubling down on the panic. If that's the case, then with that amount of double down panic, let's go back to the dealer as Jerry, Shannon, you hear this coming, this screams that is very panic stricken from both Mitch and Rob, and you are in the alley. The sounds of kill me are coming from inside the beauty salon. The chittering has begun again. The two of you are kind of midway between these two worlds. What would you like to do?
I think Jerry's going to give Shannon a look like he's about to do something really stupid unless she stops him.
So a Jerry look.
Yeah, that's fair. I earned this. What do we do?
I mean, it was calling out to say Shannon, right? This is what the robot did, right, Greg? Like saying Shannon over and over again.
Right. But it's not like it's calling to you. It's more like it's mimicking Mitch. So it's, but again, it adds to the, it's not like it's asking you to approach it. It's
right. Okay.
Heard the utterance of Mitch and then just repeated it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's just, she doesn't want to leave the things, but since Jerry couldn't, zap him, she's just gonna kind of start running towards the SUV then with Jerry, not just like slightly running, as fast as she can.
Okay, so I would like a move roll from Shannon, a whatever roll from Jerry, depending upon what he's going to do. If you're going to run for the SUV, a move roll, and the results combined of this, by your powers combined, we'll see what your move successes are. Ooh, shit.
I use my iconic item.
Fantastic. Okay, so with 5, you all are going to make it to the SUV before this creature has a chance to act. So I will give you all a moment if you want to be together. If you want to try to escape or do something like that, let me know. But you have a moment because of the advantages given to you by this success. I'll let you all have a combined action here.
Mitch, you better drive real fast.
Yeah, that's the plan. Greg, I'm having a meta crisis here.
I see the conversation in our private chat.
So yes, I know what this robot is, and I was excited when you said that is exactly what the robot is. And Evil Mitch knows what this robot is, and Evil Mitch is me. Do I know? Does Mitch know what this robot is?
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. He is still leaned over where Jerry was, and he pushes open the door and screaming past the two of them as he still is with the brake and gas. He screams out, crossing fingers on one hand, "Klaatu Barada Nikto! Klaatu Barada Nikto!" over and over again, hoping it does anything.
Roll me a charm.
Oh fuck.
Does somebody want to wait before you roll it? Does somebody want to help with this? But this someone can only be Rob or George.
Or bitters, or Jerry can give me dice.
Yes, you do have the leadership dice. But
I mean, if anything, George is just in his lower register, drawn out, slurred speech, trying to mimic it. Something like Nose for Rock 2. Glock
if
2.
Army of Darkness taught us anything,
don't Army of
this'll go
Darkness this.
Right.
It's funny that you said that because that was my idea, but fully confident. Just saying what he thinks it is actually saying.
So
Because
maybe Rob's saying it and I'm kind of just repeating it. We could do it that way since I'm low function.
Talk to Barana.
Yeah. Okay, roll me your charm, and you can take the help action.
Okay.
Which with this particular instance, I'm going to let a combined roll. So if you could each roll me charm, that's both Butts and we'll take a combination of the two.
Jesus, Rob.
Be on the charm, baby.
I don't want to see what Butts rolls. Okay, all right. I was going to ask Jerry for some dice, but 0 successes for Mitch. As we know, hardest is dumb stat.
I told you the way I was saying it was right.
When you yell that out, there is again, you can't really tell with a robot, something inanimate. It's like looking to see what the expression on a toaster is. But this creature sort of elevates for a moment, stands even taller than it had before. But it isn't until George's voice is mixed with this chorus that it almost cocks its head as if it's wondering what it's hearing. And then it straightens and the eye turns from purple to white. And it says, command.
Oh shit, I didn't think that far. Defensive protocol on SUV.
Okay. From the passenger side, Dr. Arkeville looks at you and says, it probably speaks in robot, right? Like computer programming.
But
what?
But
talk robot to it.
Why are you making okay?
No, that's his name. His name is Butts. He's a robot. Butts, tell it to defensive protocol on the SUV.
Hey, dude, protect this vehicle.
You just literally had to say the same thing I said.
Roll me another
thing. You drive.
Roll me another charm.
Oh, no.
And I would like an investigate from Rob, who is probably closest to George in the backseat. Holy shit, dude. 4?
Jesus Christmas.
It's Butts. What do you guys expect? All right.
I got 1 success.
We figured it out. Butts should be macking on robots, not ladies.
Look, let's not narrow the scope here, all right? Let's keep it broad, you know.
All this time he's been trying to get numbers. It should have been binary.
Yeah, 0s and 1s.
Well, strangely enough, Rob, since you're in the back seat with Butts, or that mid row, that mid seats, when he's yelling out the window, and you, for a moment, you had that kind of a deeper register that's been in George's voice since you returned back here to Garrett Prime. It gets higher pitched, and you alone can hear this almost sub-audible emittance from George. As he begins to talk, you hear, Rob, and the creature cocks its head. You see jets shoot out of its palms like Iron Man, if you were around for the MCU in a couple decades. It lifts up off the ground and floats beside the SUV. George, you are at 1%. One eye turns off, one ear turns off as you burst forth this binary code. You get your message across, but at a cost. You're all back into the SUV. What would you do? Van Halen's looking around. Dr. Arkeville's looking around. What's this thing going to do?
I think it's an evil version of my robot if I made a super robot and Butts can talk robot. Everything's confusing. We gotta go to the mall, right?
Van Halen nods. Can we trust this thing? I've seen it do terrible stuff.
The fact that the command word worked is concerning. As long as we don't encounter me, we should be fine.
Did the robot drive the battle wagon?
You know, and he lets go of the brake and let's not find out.
Go ahead,
That
I'm
would
sorry.
imply that you know how to speak robot. Your other you.
Yeah, I can program robot.
Well, then who issued his command in the first place?
I don't know, man. If evil me knows the Decepticons, then he can probably learn how to speak robot. Who knows how long he was trapped in the 1 second. This is confusing.
Butts hasn't told anybody, by the way, about his power issue, right? Like, I didn't miss anything. Okay, I just want to make
Nope.
sure I didn't miss something about that.
And Shannon, it would be you jumping kind of into the back seat, part of that mid-row seat. When you would jump in, it's at this point, because you're the only other person that's really seen George like this.
Mhm.
You would notice that he's got that V of sweat again, and his complexion, like his skin tone, is almost stark white, like completely colorless. You know, his lips are gray. He looks like somebody that may have just passed out or
Huh.
just had like severe shock.
Butts, are you guys?
He-
Something's wrong with Butts.
He might be dying.
Well, what did he say anything to you? Did something happen?
He's his voice, and he also screeched at the robot.
That wouldn't have caused this. He was like this before when we first learned about Thrice in the other. I don't know how he got out of it. But how do you fix you?
More power, better hugs.
Better hugs. What?
I guess mine weren't good enough. Go
didn't-
for it if you think you can do any better.
No. Jerry, perhaps, because he has, energy.
Didn't we try to zap you before with Jerry?
Didn't work.
I mean, try again. We're in a car. There's not much we can do right now.
Yeah, Jerry, come here. Just here. And she kind of like tries to help position Butts in front of her to lift him upright for Jerry to half hug him, I guess. I don't know.
VH, do you know
Jerry?
magic? Do you know a magic spell that can fix butts?
I and she just shakes her head. She seems confused by the thought that someone would need power. It doesn't make, it's outside of her realm of thought. And then she would look for a moment at George and then whisper loud enough for Shannon and Rob to hear, and Jerry too. Well, no, Jerry's in the passenger seat, so just be Shannon and Rob. You would hear her say, "He's not breathing," about George.
He's technically a robot. I don't think he needs to breathe.
Well, maybe he does. George, do you need to breathe? Shannon's like asking him.
This-
I think
as this is
George
going
doesn't
on-
respond. Yeah.
Yeah, George, now dominating the entirety of your vision in kind of like a gray transparency, it says power saver mode, and it's blinking slowly. Power saver mode.
You know,
And you
seriously, this
feel-
is bad.
Yeah, you feel your limbs going numb with the cold.
Jerry, come on. Do something.
What if it hurts him?
Well, he's already clearly dying, so. Sorry, Butts, but he can't even hear us at this point. Do
Through
your
the front
best.
windshield, you see the Maplehurst Mall sign as you turn, I'm assuming, to go towards the mall, Mitch.
Yeah.
It is also at that moment that you see what appears to be a large bipedal robot with 2 drums of what look to be Vulcan cannons on either side of it. It turns to open fire on your SUV, but is intercepted by the robot that is flying beside you. Much like the football field that Jerry Baker practices on, and Scarlett throws spirals to JD. There is a textbook tackle of this bipedal machine gun toting robot by a robot that may or may not rule the world someday. And as this crash of metallic titans sounds off to the right, you have a straight shot to the Maplehurst Mall. Well, with the exception of fire and debris and abandoned cars and roving mobs of gremlins. But other than that, straight shot.
I've crashed into worst. And he just goes for it. I imagine it's like the glass door, the wall of glass doors is the front of this mall. He's just aiming for it. Like we're gonna Day of the Dead this, drive into the mall.
You Day of the Dead it as you smash through the front into the mall. Everybody, if you could please go to track number 3 on your Spotify playlist. Play a little Buffalo Stance by Nina Cherry. As you and the SUV kind of spins on the glass a little bit and across the tile as you drift it into the Maplehurst Mall. Van Halen looks around. We got to get him to the roof.
Now we have to get him to the roof. Oh,
oh man,
we don't have. We're down one. We need to get butts to not be dying.
Radio Shack.
Jerry, please, can you just try?
Do we have jumper cables? Maybe the van.
Look at the back.
I'm gonna look in the back for jumper cables.
Hey, there they are, because I like that idea.
Yes. I want to be like the movie Crank.
Right. You have to keep the adrenaline up when you die.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's take the movie Speed and put it in a man. Yeah.
Let that man be Jason Statham.
Jason
Right?
Statham. Also, he's naked half the movie.
And fucks on top of a mailbox in front of a school bus of kids.
God, yeah, clip it to his fingers, like the thing in the hospital. And then Jerry, I don't know, clip it wherever you want, I guess, and juice him up. Oh wait, what's?
This is gonna do the battery.
What's positive? Oh, the car.
We might need the car. Do not do that.
Well, the alternator
You
will generate its own power.
Dr. Arkeville is putting jumper cables on both of your pointer fingers and hands the other leads to Jerry. Got speed.
You can do it, Jerry.
Jerry's gonna grab the ends of this cable and try to channel a little bit of electricity into George.
Juice him up, Jerry.
So you're gonna try to control it.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a force, and I will let you know the higher you get, the better control you have.
I think I'm going to use my luck.
Okay.
We need a George. No, we apparently don't.
You have your pride still.
You have your pride, and you can push it for a condition if you'd like.
Yeah, I think with it not working and it not working previously, Jerry is going to push it too.
Can I help? Can Shannon help?
You can, but you will also subject yourself to the potential failure if Jerry fails.
Oh, Shannon was just going to punch Jerry to try to get him mad.
Oh, you can do that, sure.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to do that while he's like struggling.
All right, Jerry, take an injured condition.
I like that.
That one up.
I like that.
Jesus.
I got 3 successes.
Woo!
So yeah, describe for me, Bitters, as Meta, describe the punch, and Bitters, describe to me how that makes Jerry focus. Like, what is it about Shannon's encouragement that makes it finally work?
So Shannon's kind of starting to pace at this point because like she wants everything to get fixed at this point, but damn it, Jerry, and she just a complete right hook on his face.
Yeah, I think Jerry will be like really seriously starting to doubt himself at this point. Until he gets clocked and it clears his head. And like suddenly it all makes sense. He remembers like why he plays football, because sometimes you just need to get the sense knocked into you. And he'll just try to juice up his friend that way.
Very good. So if you would then, Jerry, with your 3 successes, please roll me 2d6, if you will. Power saver mode goes off. Your left eye kicks back on. Your right ear kicks back on. Color returns to the world as 0 becomes 1, becomes 2, becomes 3, becomes 4. As for that moment, Jerry is able to connect the current, and with the jumper cables kind of lancing into you, your index fingers or your pointer fingers blister at the knuckle and at the nail where all of this current is rushing in. But as crude as it is, it works for a moment as you are able to recharge to 4%, George.
Yes. Good job, Jerry. Sorry about punching you, but not really.
Hell yeah!
Where are we?
We're in the mall. We got
Oh.
a robot. You can talk robot.
Yeah, you
And
helped.
you can't?
I can program robot. I can't talk it with my mouth. It's not a
Man.
human language.
It's a
You're a
gift.
robot. You are.
Jerry,
Okay.
Jerry, give me the juice?
I'm really glad that worked and you didn't die.
Well, I was
do.
going to die anyway, so,
That's what I
That's what
said.
she said.
Well, Shannon, we can
Okay.
at least agree on that.
Yeah, well, guess never mind. So we should take the kids to the roof, like Van Halen said.
Yeah,
Right.
Van Halen already has removed one of the kids. It's a boy dressed more like a farmer or has a military haircut. She has him kind of threshold carry in her arms. We've got to get to the roof, and she indicates just in the inside of the hallway there's a utility room. You can even see the wrought iron stairs kind of crisscrossing inside.
Okay. Whoever the other smallest kid is in the back, Shannon will try to kind of like hoist fireman carry style, like her dad showed her once. So
Absolutely. Yeah. It just so happens that you're a fireman carrying a fireman's daughter.
perfect.
Oh,
Rob's
that's a
gonna
really
go
good
for
way.
the
And
largest
I
kid.
take one of the bigger ones because I know I could probably hoist a good weight. So if there's a bigger or older, I'm not like whatever. But,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, between everybody now and with George back online, you can easily get everybody carried either by 2s or by 1s. With in George's case, Van Halen and Shannon can easily carry 2 as you're heading upstairs. Just as you are moving to climb up these kind of crisscrossing wrought iron stairs, the entire place rocks back and forth. The whole mall as if there is an earthquake of a fairly seismic response, and you all get moved against this narrow stairwell with the cinder blocks on one side and the wrought iron railing on the other. It's enough to throw Van Halen, who's leading the way. She kind of pitches forward, turns away to keep the boy in her arms from getting hurt, and unable to stop herself, you see her smash her face against the wall, and her nose immediately begins to bleed. And she kind of, for a moment, spits it out, not realizing what she has in her mouth. And there's a look of confusion on her face as this blood kind of coats the front of her teeth. And she shakes her head and just says, it's this way. And moves up, flips open the trap door that leads to the roof. Who follows out first?
I imagine Shannon probably was the first to follow, so I'll just say
Yeah.
that she's right behind her.
And George is far behind because he has 2 of the kids as well.
Okay. So as you all kind of climb up onto the roof, Van Halen indicates a specific spot, and she tells you, each of you, where to put the kids that are in your care. And you see her close her eyes as the blood is dripping down across her teeth and then kind of pulling on her chin and dripping down onto her t-shirt. And you see her whisper words. You can't hear them, but there is the sounds and the smells of springtime, of summer, of fall, of winter, this kind of seasonal calliope that hits you. And the kids who are sleeping all stand on their own accord, and they reach out in this kind of sleepwalking slumber and grab each other's hands, and their eyes slowly begin to open. Dr. Arkaville, you all are kind of off to the sides now, observing all of this. Dr. Arkaville, who has some type of device in his hands, you've seen him with it before. It's one of the ones that was with his notebooks that he carried when you all came through. But he looks down at it and he looks over at Rob, or he looks over at Mitch. I could get your friend. I think I can get your friend. The energy's starting to go away.
Let's get Ben.
Yeah, let them do wizard shit. We got to do this.
Yes.
Guys.
What can we do?
You all gather as this other group awakens. They begin to speak, and you can't hear what they're saying, but Dr. Arkaville, as he's looking at this device, it's going away. And then he looks, it's gone.
What?
And you hear a roar from the sky. And much like the Dungeons and Dragons that was mentioned at the beginning of this episode, something out of that realm flies above as a gout of flame erupts into the sky. And as you all look, the veil between this world and all of the others falls. And for this brief moment, there are 2 possibilities. 1, Ben McKenzie is open to you. And 2, nothing is impossible in Garrett, not now. But that's where we end our session of Atari Twilight. Join us next week for Atari Twilight Rollout Episode 10, Voltron Force.
Whew. Oh, man. Well, that's that. If you liked this episode and the preceding 3 and change seasons, you're not going to want to miss next week's episode. We haven't publicly announced why, but you're going to want to tune in. It's going to be a good time. Let's go around, do our introductions, get the hell out of here so we can talk about this episode in our after show. And if you want this after show, check it out in our Patreon, link down below. That it's also the best way to support the channel and what we do here and all of our future endeavors. You also get access to all kinds of behind the scenes exclusives down there. While you're down there, click on that Discord link and join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. But for now, let's go around, do these outros. We'll start with George Butts himself. Mike, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
I'm up to nothing. There you go.
Great.
No,
Perfect.
I don't do social media. It's not a good place in my opinion, so I don't do that. But always hit me up on Discord. So if if you're a WoW nerd, at least classic, hit me up, man.
Cool.
Rob, kind of maybe have some cool interests, okay?
Maybe have some fun. Maybe have some joy. Bitters, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
I'm Miss Bitters. I also don't really do anything online. I tend to hang out with George Butts a lot, but I don't play WoW because I'm not that cool.
Perfect. Frags, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Frags. Same thing. Not a whole lot going on the internet. So if you want me, just at me.
Meta, same questions. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
You guys all made it really difficult. You did it in the wrong order, Mike, because usually I'd just be like same, and I can't do that now. Thanks
No
a lot,
problem.
Kendall. Nope, I'm Meta, and I do absolutely nothing but unMadeGaming shows, exclusive rights.
It's true.
Yep.
We have you back up for something else next too. Greg, last but definitely not least, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Again, I'm not on social media. You can find me on the Unmade Gaming Discord, at me in the Atari Twilight Writers Room, our Discord thread over there. I am over on Academic Foxhole's channel on Friday evenings for City of Light and Shadow, which is a French resistance campaign. If you're into history, you gotta jump over there. Otherwise, join us here. I will let everybody know, both our players here and everywhere, part of the Atari Twilight family, that next episode is for the soul of Ben McKenzie. I have not decided one way or the other if he will be saved or not, but that's what's at stake for episode 10, because episode 10 is really just 2 5s. Back to you, Mike.
Wow. Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so next week is episode 10, Voltron Force, followed by Saturday is episode something 8, I think, of Twist of Fate, and that is the finale of Twist of Fate. That is the last time you will be seeing the Twist of Fate Keystone Kids, and then we have a few more episodes here, 2 to be exact. We'll be wrapping up by the end of March, so you do not want to miss the next few weeks. But that is all from us. We're going to get out of here. We're going to do our after show. So from all of us to you guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.